Okay, now give me your complete introduction.
Okay. I'm Samhita. I'm from Mysore, Karnataka. So I've done my schooling and my graduation in Mysore. So I've done my bachelor's in commerce. Uh, so since my school days, I've always had this inclination towards contributing something for the well-being of the society, for public welfare. So I've always been taking part in different community activities in college. I've been part of the Rotaract Club. So we've conducted a lot of activities for like the different communities, different camps like health camps, and also we've conducted few programs for visually and hearing impaired students, so that that was a step towards trying to bring them towards into the mainstream society. And also, I've also taken part. I mean, I've been a teacher intern in one of the NGOs from Mysore. It's called Kalisu Foundation. So yeah, so I've been I've taken part in some of the leadership. I've taken up leadership roles in college in coordinating and conducting few management tests. And apart from that, my other interests or hobbies are I'm interested in music, painting, and I've done a few Himalayan expeditions. So I like trekking. So that's about it.
Okay, so Samita, since it is it is your first interview with me,
Yeah.
so I'll try to keep it continuous feedback.
Okay.
So we tend to forget what was the lag in any answer in the last of the interview. So the
Okay.
first lesson here is like try to tell about your family a little, and
Okay.
then don't try to pitch your candidature here that you have been thinking for society since long. Not these kind of lines. Rather,
Okay.
mention your credible works or all the job experiences or intensive experiences and
Okay.
activities where you participated. So, talking about Rotary Club was good, but not as a pitch for your candidature.
Okay.
Okay.
So I
So,
just need to mention that I took part in.
ha,
So
you should mention all the things that you have been doing, but not as an pitch for that you are a suitable candidate.
okay.
Okay, just tell it as in your introduction that I have been doing it this way and I have been
Okay.
done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, uh, you and lastly, you graduated from which college?
SPRR Mahajana, first grade college. It's in Mysore.
Okay. So, when did you first learn about public policy?
Sir, I mentioned that thing. I was a part of an NGO called Kalisa Foundation. So when I started being a part of that NGO, and when I started being keen and interested about getting engaged with these kind of public issues. So when I realized this was my interest. So around the same time, I came across this course. So when I came across this course, I felt that this is the right course for me because it aligned with my
So,
interests.
what was
So
that time? When was that? In which year?
that was around in 2017,
Around in
2016, 17.
16. You
Yeah,
must be in
16.
class 10th at that time.
No, sir, I was in my pre-university. I was almost completing my pre-university.
You were almost completing your pre-university. So why you took so much time to reach here?
Okay.
And
Like
why did you take
initially,
commerce then? Matlab, like if you had identified that public policy is the field that you would like to go, or probably you might not have a better understanding of the program at that time. But again, let's consider that you were interested in public policy thing or policy thing. So why did you take commerce in your graduation?
like initially, since I did my pre-university, I was interested in commerce. I was basically interested in accounting and financial accounting and taxation and things like that. So I took up BCom. I took up BCom, but eventually when I started like involving in all such activities, like I was a part of the Rotary Club when I was in my graduation. So eventually when I started increasing my participation in such activities, I realized that like it was then that I made up my mind that I had to pursue my higher education in this and do something in this. So That's how I
Okay,
decided
so
to.
the one suggestion is there. Something that was in your interest area since last 5 year or 10 year, or 5 year or 6 year or even 4 year, the amount of knowledge that you should have gather about that subject should be very high. Because if I'm interested and I'm not doing about anything about that, and it's a very matlab, it gives a bad impression to anyone, like what was the interest for.
Okay.
So if you have sufficient knowledge of policy and policy related concerns, then you can say that you were interested in public policy since that time. Otherwise, you can just say that I was a people person. I was like sensitive towards the social issues since that time, and I started taking interest, or I started when I started looking for what I should do after my after my graduation. Then I realized that public policy would be the thing that I can pursue.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you'll pitch that your interest was from your plus two, and if you don't have sufficient knowledge about that, like sufficient knowledge, what I can ask, like the teacher will not actually give you this feedback in between. What they will do, they will ask, okay, Samita, tell me what is public policy. So
Okay.
let's go with this flow, and then I'll be telling you other facts there. So what is public policy, Samita?
Public policy, to me, according like it is a mechanism of the government which it like employs to like deal with any kind of issues, public issues, to solve those issues and make life easy for people. So it can, and when it comes to public policy, it can have laws made by the government, initiatives taken up. I can say it's a course of action taken up by the government to deal with the problems that the society faces, and trying to come up with better solutions and uh, initiatives which can enhance the lives of people.
Okay. So why do we need to study it? Like, why do you want to go for this course? Like, what will be your learning goals?
Sir, I chose this course because one the first thing, as I told, that I've always had this inclination to contribute something for the society, for public welfare or society's well-being. So that's one of the reasons. And the second reason is when I started when I started being a part of this NGO where I was a teacher intern. We used to go to government schools. We used to interact with these kids, and that's where I actually found that even the
So
basics of.
Samita, you are not answering my question actually. I did ask that what are your learning goals for the next 2 years? Why do you want to study? Not the
Okay,
reason because of you choose this course.
okay,
So,
okay,
matlab, after the question that I asked earlier, this line means, matlab, what are the learning goals, and what you will be learning there in the college.
okay. Uh, so, I wanting me to say like what my areas of interest would be, what I would want to do after pursuing the course, or how is it?
No, just tell me what are your learning goals. Like, if you'll join this course, what are the things that you are going to learn?
Okay, so it has a wide range of subjects like be it economics and law or policy making, policy designing, and sociology, understanding the society, and political related to politics, the political economy, how the governance works. So these are the different kind of subjects that we're going to learn. So yeah,
So, matlab, after learning all these subjects, will you be a public policy professional?
yes, sir.
So, see, there is a big lag here. Matlab, what you need to tell was, see, every course, every 2 years course, which is interdisciplinary in nature. So, you don't study that subject there. Actually, you try to see the problem and the solution with that subject. So if you're talking about any social issues or problem, it might have some genesis from sociology or other subjects. So we don't study that subject in complete way. We just try to use that subject for the professional use, for whatever the
Okay,
degree that
using the
you. So no, no.
subject.
My point is, you need to identify what are the course outcomes. So you can classify these outcomes in two category. One is learning outcomes, and second is capability outcomes. So learning outcomes, you can say I'll be understanding the India's policy making system and India's governance system, that how India actually governing its government works or public works, and how in India we make policies, which are the concerned organization, which are the concerned agencies which can make policy, and for what, and in what way we create policies in different domains, and for and what are the policies which are sustainable policy, like it goes for years, and how we create a small term policy, and how we create a long term policy. So these are the things that you'll be learning. And the capability goals that you will be getting is like, actually you'll be able to work for policy implementation. You will be able to conduct research for policy, background research for policy. You will be able to draft, you will be able to draw, or if you're able to structure a policy, and you will be able to actually keep the policy in compliance with the constitution, because NLU is all about NLSIU is all about legal aspects of policies also. So you might have some good policy in your mind, if that if but if that policy is not in compliance with the Indian legal structure or Indian government structure or Indian constitutional framework, then it will not work. Even if we want to make a policy, we also, out of all the criteria of the policy, which comes from effectiveness and efficiency domain, we also need to take care that our policy must be in compliance with constitution. So you as a person will be capable of doing it. You'll be capable of bringing a globally practiced policy in India by contextualizing or by adapting it for the Indian perspective. So these are the qualities that will be developing there, and there you can say a number of more capabilities. Okay, so when you say what will be learn, you don't mention the subjects that you are going to learn.
Okay.
Okay, so you'll be learning about the policy making infrastructure, the system, the governance system, everything like this, and not as we will learn political science.
Yes.
Okay. Hmm. So okay, Samira, can you tell me any policy uh, which you like, one policy from state government, whatever from the state that you belong, and one policy from the central government.
Okay. One policy that of the central government, which I feel has been successful, is the Pradhan Mantri's Jan Aushadh Pariyojana. So where their objective has been to make generic medicines available to and accessible to people easily at affordable prices. So especially for the poor and deprived. So in this sense, the government has actually set up around 8,000 Janaushadh Kendras where people can actually like go buy these medicines at a reasonable, affordable price. So they and also they're also trying to tell that people have this in mind that quality comes with only with high price. But with this, they're trying to prove this notion of perception of people wrong by saying these generic medicines are also going to be effective and of the same equivalent quality. So trying to build the confidence of people in generic medicine. So, so this has been one of the successful initiatives of the government, and also in line with promoting health an intervention in health to reach out to people,
Okay,
even in
and one from the state government.
sir, actually, I haven't gone through much with respect to the state government initiatives.
So these days,
Like,
see, the point is, in last 5 year or 10 years, all the state government are state government uh, all the state governments are experimenting with the policies, and probably probably the reason might be the Delhi-based government, the Arvind Kejriwal, who has initiated a number of different kind of policies to achieve the same goal, which the earlier central government-based policies were not able to achieve. So now these days, to uh, even the government is now feeling more accountable for the state growth or development, and there might be their agendas also, but they are bringing new policies for the state, which is customized to that state. So and see, when we say that public policy, so the public here, it doesn't mean people. The public here is from the side of government, like we say
Yeah.
public limited, like public limited companies. So public policies, like the policies which are being made by government or its agencies. So it's not central government who always makes policy, it's not like you'll be learn after learning or after doing this MPP course you'll be working with central government to make policy. So policies can be made by central government and all the ministries, all the state government and all the ministries of the state. Even policy can be made by district magistrate also, under his authority and whatever the power he has. Policies can be made by Gram Panchayat also. So so now the way
So
we
should I
are
be
exploring the
concentrating?
what?
So should I be concentrating on the state policies as well?
Matlab, now what I am saying you now we are exploring the effectiveness, efficiency, and utility of public policy making process to make it more instrumental in regional growth or state growth also. So all the agencies these days are coming with new and new policies. And you must have seen that in the time of COVID, when Disaster Management Act was there, all the district was given to the district magistrate that they can make any policy to curb the COVID. So these days, and at that time, um, people are not at that time. Now these days, people with these expertise in the policy making process expertise are
Yeah.
being counted on and are being asked for that. Please help, from the government side also. So you must read some of the good policies or some of the policies which your state government has launched, and the reason behind it, and what whether they have achieved any goal through that or not. Okay.
Okay, so I understand. Yeah.
Mhm. So you were talking about Jan Ausdi Yojana, and let me ask you another way. What are the areas in which you are interested in, like even in public policy, which
Yeah.
segment would like to work for?
I'm basically interested to work in education sector or and with related to socioeconomic backwardness, and also I have a little interest in to work with respect to sustainable development.
What? Once again,
Sustainable development.
sustainable development. So see, the education was good. The other two subjects are again very complex. They might ask a number of questions with regard to that, and even I will ask. The first question for you is, what is sustainable development? And give me any policy this government is already has made to
Yeah.
achieve this goal.
Okay. So sustainable development basically is, as we all know, it's trying to it's basically it deals with the use of proper usage of the resources that we have. We all know we have the resources
Okay,
that
so
we have.
use
It's
word optimum, not proper. Proper is
okay.
not a
Yes.
word for professionals.
Okay. So for optimum utilization of resources, as we know, resources are being scarce. So and it's trying to create. It is basically aims at creating a balance or a trade-off between development and economic development and with respect to environment, like conservation efforts for environment. So because there's always this tussle between development and economic development and environment. So when it comes to that, sustainability is important, and also it is about as I said, it's optimum usage of resources for keeping in mind the future generations as well.
The second part of the question is still there.
Yes, sir. And the one of the initiatives that has been done, taken up by the government for sustainable development is, I can say, they've actually come up with a policy called National Action Plan for Climate Change. So under which they have different missions, 8 missions, and one of the missions that I would like to talk about is National Solar Mission. So National Solar Mission is for renewable energy and affordable energy, promoting renewable and affordable energy. So it's also in line with the Sustainable Development Goal 7, which talks about affordable and renewable energy. So they're trying to promote the usage of solar energy and increase its share in our total energy generation, power generation. So also the cost of setting up these solar power projects or solar installations are high. So they're trying to bring down the cost of it as well. And they're also trying to promote the solar power installations in the rural areas as well. So, yes.
Okay. Okay, so Samita, you should come up with more examples, because this example is basically, of course, it will come under the sustainable development goals only. So by developing energy, you
Can
should
I
talk
talk about
about.
the
No, I'm telling
can
you, also study about those policies which actually promote development, uh, keeping environment in the mind.
okay, sir. And I actually have I studied about a few other programs like say for promotion of the electric vehicles. They've come up with this same
Yeah, this
scheme.
was the this kind of policy I was talking about. Like, you are not stopping the development, but you are also trying to conserve the environment or safeguard the environmental interest. Okay, so this is enough for today. Uh, what you can do is, uh, because